401 for 5. Now India 408 for 7, effectively 408 for 8. Very unlikely Rahul Dravid will come out. And that's a quicker delivery. And another one goes down. Third wicket for Nagamutu. Another first bowler. Zahir Khan departs for a block. And West Indies on a roll at the moment.
Well, this is exactly what the West Indies wanted. Both recognised batsmen back in the pavilion, one way or the other, so that they could attack both ends. Zahir Khan there playing back. Perhaps he might consider himself just a touch unfortunate. Even the wicket-keeper was down the leg side, but perhaps close enough. It's 408 for 8.
For 8, Srinath's come out to the middle. Plenty of appealing at the moment. Nagamutu was in a hat-trick. And a good shout.
To be honest, I think this is closer than the one previously. I think that has hit him in line with off stump, and it certainly was heading towards the stumps.
Much better variation in that last over. 408. So Dillon back into the attack. He bowled a couple of balls in the first over after tea, then left the field. In the very next over, Nagamutu picked up a couple of wickets. You can see the variations in speed there. 104, the fastest ball of the over. And the slowest deliveries are the ones that turned.
Had a couple of LBW shouts in Nagamutu's previous over. Did get one. One was given out. One was given not out. Now this is Zahir Khan. This is the one that was given out. Well, it has hit the back leg. That is close to being leg stumped. I just have the suspicion that if that was Rahul Dravid batting, that it would have been given not out. But it's 9-10 jack, so it's out. And then the very next delivery, another right-hander, Javagal Srinath. He was playing forward, which perhaps put some doubt in the umpire's mind, but in my mind, that is plumb. That is plumb. Hitting him below the roll, hitting him in line with the off stump, was going nowhere else but onto the stumps.
Yes, he might be thinking what might have been, would have been a hat-trick if the finger had gone up. Parthiv Patel has been a spectator at the other end when plenty has happened. First he lost his partner Dravid, then a couple of wickets had gone down, and suddenly he's batting with the last man. You can see Srinath's a tall man, but when you're not attempting to play a shot and just thrusting the pad out, and the ball's not turning, the height's good, you find a lot of umpires would have raised their finger for that. Every ball being played by the youngster, a huge cheer from the crowd. And it's a big boost for these young kids watching the cricket, because they'll be looking from the stands wherever they're sitting, and they would be saying, if Parthiv Patel can play at the age of 17, even we can do it. That young man there. If I practice hard and get the right opportunities, there's no reason why you can't make a mark at a young age. The talent is there.
looking to be a bit more positive with his stroke play. Parthiv Patel running out of partners. Rahul Dravid having retired hurt. Depending on his injury, of course, he would have a chance of coming back out to bat if it's just a cramp. But the West Indies will be hoping that they can get this last wicket before he recovers.
Maiden from Dillon, 408 for 8.
I'm Bonnie Dacre, I'm in Army Logistics. I love driving trucks.
Nagamutu continuing. He's picked up wickets in his last 3 overs. He went through almost 40 overs without a wicket. And then got the wicket of Lakshman, and after that, the wickets have tumbled. And he almost picks up his 4th wicket.
Certainly not the batsman he was earlier on in his career, Javagal Srinath.
He's batting at number 11 these days. When West Indies last played India here in 1994, Srinath got a half-century. And he was batting at number 8 in the batting order. So things have changed dramatically over a period of time. The fact that he was hit a couple of times, broke his fingers, was hit on the elbow once, that's not done his confidence any good. He's got a career best of 76 against New Zealand. .408 for 8.
Well, Mervyn Dillon is back out on the field, but not looking all that sprightly at the moment, Mervyn Dillon. Perhaps with Cameron Coffey having taken that wicket, he should have been kept in the attack. Fairly confident, reasonably fresh. But what a change. 401 for 5.
.408 for 8, and you can see the sudden transformation once Lakshman was dismissed. It was realistically 401 for 4, and then suddenly 408 for 8, effectively 408 for 9 now that Rahul Dravid is not out there. Quite happy to take the single, so that'll bring Srinath on strike. Now you might just see a little more aggression from the West Indies. I don't know how well Mervyn Dillon is feeling at the moment. He's still feeling that stomach of his.
Not too sure why he is bowling, as we saw Cameron Coffey ran in with his very first delivery when Mervyn Dillon left the field and got a wicket. He seems to be in perfect order physically, smiling away, enjoying himself. And he must feel on top of the world having just taken that wicket. So why not let him continue? Instead, he's being posted at mid-off, while Mervyn Dillon, who obviously is not in the best of health, is continuing to bowl.
Yes, it's been a good day for the West Indies. Just 131 runs conceded. They've claimed 6 wickets. It's a big improvement in their effort. This pitch still a very good one to bat on. So there's no reason why if West Indies get off to a good start, they can't score their runs quickly and make a big score. Well,
they're certainly back in this test. 401 for 4, you'd have said they were dead and gone.
That 10 missed the off stump by much.
Did get across the off stump, Jabagal Srinath, but got there a bit late. That ball had come back enough to have hit the stumps before that right leg came across.
You can see two of his best scores against the West Indies in that series in '94. 60 in Mumbai, 52 at Mohali. And since then, his batting has deteriorated.
Seems as if his judgment is still very good though. These are some close shaves. Either very good judgment or pretty good luck.
Well, Dylan will be hoping third time lucky. He's got a man at forward short leg. He's got a man just backward of square. Won't be surprised if he peppers him with a short delivery. He's had his problems with a short ball, Srinath.
Wonder if he has the energy to bang it in short, Mervyn Dillon, at the moment.
Clearly going down leg side. There was a bounce there as well.
Missing both ways, missing leg stump and missing going over the top as well. One ball left in this Mervyn Dillon over. Will this be the short one? Has he got the strength?
.409 for 8. .409 for 8. Nagamutu will continue. In the commentary box, Sanjay Manjrekar has been joined by Danny Morrison.
Thank you very much, Ravi. Parthiv Patel has good technique. Seems an old-fashioned style of batsman. Not too much of predetermined foot movement. And also has that very high back lift, which can be advantages in tackling high bounce balls, as he did on that last occasion when he square cut Nagamutu to a rising ball. And I tell you what, might be a good idea for these two to reach an understanding where Srinath stays at the other end, doesn't face the leg spinner too much, and this left-hander Parthiv Patel faces the bulk of Mahendra Nagamutu, because Srinath hates leg spinners. And being a left-hander, Parthiv Patel will have an easier time here. And he's not too bad against the seamers as compared to leg spinners. Nagamutu now making an impression in the later order.
You say generally the left-handers have a bit of time of it against the leg spinners, but I tell you what, Sanjay, Jabagal Srinath's going to have to watch that off stump. He's going to have to perhaps cover it up a bit better against Merv Dillon. He's nearly lost on a couple of occasions. Well, cheeky little sweep there from Patel. Down in position, made it look easy. Heard some good reports about this young man. Saw a little bit of him on the tally from England. Highlights sent back to New Zealand. Saw bits and pieces of him. And, so for a youngster, looks to have the goods.
It's been another problem that has plagued India for a long time, along with the opening batsman's problem, finding the right wicket keeper. So they made a commitment to Parthiv Patel, a young talent from Gujarat, 412 for 8.
Worldwide airfares at incredibly low prices from Southall Travel, now offering you holidays of a lifetime to Dubai, including flights, accommodations, guided tours on the day.
It's been West Indies session there, run rate 1.76, 3 wickets. Three wickets and promise of more.
Well, just on that point you make about Patel, there's not a lot of him, is there? He's only a slight fellow. And, as you say, that the strategy should be to get him down the other end to face Merv Dillon, because if Merv Dillon's worth his salt, he'll look to unsettle the young man. So he's only 17. And, a couple of little bumpers under the rib cage. Not a tall man, not a big man. Merv Dillon will have to back himself to get it up around that chest height.
Javagal Srinath, the last time he played a test match here against West Indies, he got 60. Things have changed for him as far as his batting is concerned. Slated to come in at number 11. And I think at that time he was batting number 7 or 8. And he played in that fashion like he did the last ball. Looked very good. Harbhajan Singh got a duck, and this is how he got out. It was a good delivery actually by Cameron Cuffey, and what went wrong with Harbhajan Singh, it's something that he was looking at in that computer. That's what the man he's next to, that's what his job is, to show him exactly what happened. They're having a good look as to what went wrong. I think, to be fair to him, it was a good delivery for somebody of his talent, batting talent.
Well put. Well, that's right. It's, tail enders, you get a ball that's in that zone, and bounced a bit too. That was the other thing. The feet didn't go. It's your first delivery up. That's where you want to be as a opening bowler. Cameron Cuffey was there and thereabouts, and the feet didn't go, and you just waved that little blade a bit. And another day, probably play a miss at that. Probably may play a miss at 3 or 4 of those early, and then get away and then play some extravagant strokes, but not on this occasion. Just dangled the blade and got the faintest little tickle through the Jacobs. So he'd be thinking about that, a bit frustrated. Slow wicket here at Wankhede. Would have just suited Harbhajan. Play a few shots, have a bit of fun.
Took the pace off. But there is a fielder at third man. That's been the feature of the day's play. There's always a fielder there in the deep. Srinath seeing some width, the forcing shot.
Well, the right thing to do here, as you say, Sanjay, just a fraction of width, and goes down as a chance. So you take the pace off it, but some of those, if they can stick, this makes a heck of a difference.
The only man to have not turned his arm over with Ridley Jacobs. Went a bit too early in that shot. I thought 414 for 8.
The long and the short of it. He had a little crack there in that last delivery from Merv Dillon. Young Patel, back himself. He's sort of got a bit of the bottom hand glove onto it. Bounced down onto the chest. Merv Dillon got a bit excited. Thought, hello, young man. Having a crack at me, are you? And that'll just be stored in the memory banks for the next over if Merv Dillon gets another crack at him.
Javagal Srinath facing up to a leg spinner. It's one of his toughest challenges, playing a leg spinner. Ball. Gets right to the pitch of that one. Not easy to do that because it was pitched under his nose. Well, they came to watch Sachin Tendulkar this morning. Tendulkar didn't get too many. They were disappointed, but they ended up seeing a fighting innings from Rahul Dravid. There he is. He doesn't do that often, sitting there watching the game for such a long time. And Rahul Dravid got to his 100, hobbled his way to 100, and then had to be taken off the field, retired hurt. It's gone straight up in the air, but might fall in no man's land. That's what it does. It's just a matter of time before Srinath would do this.
Well, that's the right tactic. It's just possibly Javagal Srinath could either back himself to hit straighter, because he is a tall man. And he's wanted to go over mid-wicket here and play the old sweep slog shot. He's got away with this. The men at mid-on and mid-off are sort of 3/4 way back to the fence. Well, that's a nice delivery. It's a lovely pace. Just what you want to look as a leg spinner, just that little bit of length.
Looks like we have another 5 ball over, 416 for 8.
I'm Bonnie Dacre. I'm in Army Logistics. I love driving trucks.
Merv Dillon not feeling the greatest. I know how that feels in this neck of the woods, trying to run it and bowl fast with a bad tummy. Oh, that's ambitious.
What's happening here is the field is set in a way that they want Parthiv Patel to get off strike. They are allowing him the single by the field set. Parthiv Patel decides that he won't run the single. He'll look for the big shots. And these are some of the shots that you expect from a player who comes from the state that he does. He comes from the state of Gujarat. And a lot of cricketers from Gujarat are weaned on matting pitches. And cut and pull are some of the shots that they love to play. So they're bred on those kind of bounces. Decides to take a run, which means Srinath will have a couple of deliveries from Cameron Cuffey.
Not surprisingly, in local time, coming up 3:25, and the West Indian pace trio have been out there for almost 2 days, so they're suffering. There's no doubt about that. Dillon, Cuffey and Collins went through a fair share of workload. This is the 27th over for Cameron Cuffey. About to bowl to Javagal Srinath.
Carl Hooper, half stopped. Very few have carried to the slips. In fact, I'm not sure whether we've had a single slip catch.
No, that's right, Sanjay. None have carried to slip. We've had the faint tickles through to the keeper. This sort of surface, though, isn't it? Just dying, newly relayed. It's slow and two-paced. To be honest, the edge just never looked like going to slip.
That's another factor that will be noted in the computer. No slip catches, so that's something that the Indians can learn from. It's gone square this time on the offside. And Parthiv Patel has brought the crowd alive here at the Wankhede Stadium. 422 for 8. Parthiv Patel, 17 years old. And remember, 16-year-old Tendulkar. He looks younger than Tendulkar at 16. Looks a baby. Parthiv Patel. Srinath obliged by Cameron Cuffey at mid-wicket. A tired Cameron Cuffey.
It certainly is. It was very tired fielding. Looking forward to getting off and having a nice cool shower, Cameron Cuffey.
Might go straight to hand. It does. Oh. Just can't believe it. Not the first one that we've seen. Ryan Hines is the fielder at mid-on. Second attempt that Srinath made. The first one was a miscued high catch. This one was lower, flatter.
Well, I'm sorry, folks. This is basics. And he's made a real mess of that. Hines, that's a shocker, son. Coach Harper will be getting the knife out.
And again, I think what is disappointing, and that will infuriate Roger Harper, especially Roger Harper, who was one of the brilliant fielders in his time, is that the hand wasn't close to the catch. It was just like Cameron Cuffey's drop catch earlier that we saw yesterday. It didn't pop out of the hand. The hands were just not close enough to the ball.
Well, I mean, you know, you work so hard practicing these drills and skills before the game starts each day. Nagamutu pleading, cannot believe it. Simple basics. Walking in with the bowler, keeping focus, concentrating, and trying to take a pretty straightforward opportunity. Made a real mess of it.
Cricket delivery will bring Srinath on strike, and I'm sure raised hopes now for Nagamutu.
They're just not helping themselves, the West Indies. They've created opportunities. They did that yesterday. Look back to, as you say, Sanjay, Cameron Cuffey's missed opportunity. That was a very simple chance. You just cannot afford to do that at this level in these conditions. You must take every opportunity, every half chance.
And of course, when Srinath is on strike, it's something that you expect as a mid-on fielder. Batsman will take his chance, and there might be a catch coming to me. It's not one of the easiest grounds to side balls, and this is the view that Ryan Hines would have of the catch coming to him. So that's the background he's looking at. It's not the easiest, but still, absolutely no excuses for the drop catch, but Srinath is keeping him interested. 426 for 8.
ओह माँ, काम के बाद लड़कियां घर आ रही हैं। मैंने कहा उनके लिए चिकन करी बनाऊं।
There, and he looks a little grumpy. And as you were pointing out, Sanjay, Roger Harper, one of the best pair of hands around. Roger Harper, when he played for the West Indies in the 80s and 90s. And he will be extremely angry, Roger Harper. I've been seeing him here before the start of play working with these guys. The outfield is there, and he'll be very, very grumpy.
Well, of course, Cameron Cuffey and the captain want Parthiv Patel off strike, and see the fielders on the offside have dropped back, allowing him to take that single. There's only the captain himself at short extra cover. And as a result, the youngster is looking to hit boundaries. There are singles there for the picking, but he's trying to hit it hard because he knows that the run is there for the picking. He wants more, doesn't want to bring Srinath on strike.
Well, I just think it's in the blood, isn't it? Say in the genes. Indian batsman looking to get on with it. Love to play shots all the way down the order. And mid-off starts to come up into a more orthodox position. And Dooley is pensive.
Deep fine leg will pick it up. The 3 nail biters there. Tendulkar, Harbhajan Singh and Ganguly. Nothing nail biting really at the moment. 427 for 8. Could have been better for India. Just really turned a different direction the match after Rahul Dravid retired hurt.
A dehydration for Rahul Dravid and on a trip, so all likelihood he wouldn't come back anyway, even if one of these gentlemen were dismissed. 100 retired hurt. He's got that milestone under his belt, and 400s in a row now. Only Everton Weeks with 5 in a row has done better.
Better effort. Merv Dillon is the man at long off, showing the way. As you mentioned, 500. That's the world record Everton Weeks holds for 5 consecutive Test hundreds. He's equalled the 4 consecutive mark, and that record was held by Jack Fingleton and A. Melville of South Africa. Fingleton, of course, from Australia. So he's with those 2 guys with 4 consecutive Test hundreds.
I'll tell you what, in this series, Sanjay, he's got every chance of getting 5, possibly more.
Straight to point. 428 for 8.
Attention please. Mr. Darshan Damania. Mr. Darshan Damania. You are requested to go to your home immediately. This is an emergency. Mr. Darshan Damania. You are requested to go home immediately. There is an emergency. Thank you. Mr. Darshan Damania. The lady is taking a large stand. You are requested to go home immediately.
It's becoming more and more frequent, the outside edges of the batsman of Nagamutu's bowling. Another bonus run for India, and what's worse, it will get the left-hander, the better batsman, on strike. Time for a change in the commentary as we watch a good leg spinner from Nagamutu. It's going to be Ian Bishop, and with him Ravi Shastri.
Thank you, Sanjay. So the West Indians just being made to wait for this final wicket. He's a pretty little customer, Parthiv Patel. I'm sure someone who will be around the scene for a long, long time. 17 years of age. Chris Gayle standing at first slip, and his mind will already be batting. They have to open the innings with Wavell Hines. Never easy when you've been on the field for more than a day and a half in these conditions. One thing good as a slipper, you're always concentrating, so keeps your mind occupied. And that's powered through the offside. Short delivery put away by Srinath.
Well, I was just saying a short while ago in the next box, I was commenting on how his batting has depreciated over the years, but this innings certainly, he looks in better touch. He's getting behind the line of deliveries and he's playing some good shots, good balance, authentic cut shot.
Four, 3-4 for 8.
तुम अपनी पसंद का खाना खाओ, मैं कुछ कॉल्स करके आई थी।
ये बीटी टुगेदर के मुफ्त शाम और वीकेंड के यूके कॉल्स का पूरा फायदा उठा रही है।
बेटे बस एक और।
हेलो
मिस्टर गुप्ता, अच्छा मेरा लड़का संजीव who totally wasted all his years at school and has no aptitude for academic work at all, मेरे उसी बेटे को आज डिग्री मिली है। Yes!
Over 650 runs, glorious centuries from Marcus Trescothick and Nasser Hussain, the dazzling partnership of Yuvraj Singh and Mohammad Kaif, and quite an unbelievable result. Now you can own the NatWest Series final between England and India on video and DVD. Call 01892 893022 or go online at www.crickshop.com. It's also available to buy exclusively at WH Smith's from the 9th of September.
ये
एम्बुलेंस के ड्राइवर्स अगर यहाँ बैठे हो तो तुरंत एम्बुलेंस के पास जाइए। एम्बुलेंस के ड्राइवर से भी बच्चे अच्छी तो ताकि काबू को एम्बुलेंस जरूर लाइए। एम्बुलेंस के ड्राइवर के बच्चे अच्छी।
दूरदर्शन के राष्ट्रीय चैनल पर एक बार आप सभी का फिर से स्वागत है। यह है भारतीय स्कोर कार्ड। रिटायर्ड हुए थे राहुल द्रविड़ अपना चौथा लगातार शतक लगाकर टेस्ट क्रिकेट में, और उसके बाद जैसे लाइन सी लग गई हो, हरभजन, अनिल कुंबले, जहीर खान, किसी ने भी अपना खाता नहीं खोला। पार्थिव पटेल खेल रहे हैं 15 रन बनाकर 434 पर 8 भारत।
और ये है वेस्ट इंडीज का बॉलिंग विश्लेषण। 3 विकेट लिए डिलन ने, 3 नागामुटी ने और 2 लिए कफी ने। जो टर्निंग पॉइंट इस मैच का था वो ये, राहुल द्रविड़ इस तरह उन्होंने अपना शतक पूरा किया, बीच में उनका क्रैम्प आ गया और पूरा रन भी नहीं भाग पाए थे। वो सोचा था कि बाउंड्री हो जाएगी और फिर दौड़ना पड़ा, पहुंचना पड़ा, और उसके बाद रिटायर्ड हर्ट हुए, उन्हें बाहर ले जाया गया और जैसे ही वह बाहर गए 3 विकेटें बहुत जल्द भारतीय टीम ने खो दी।